been a minute. I haven't posted on this channel for like a couple months. But, life has been lifing. Things has been weird, but we push, we move. We move regardless, because things are only going to get worse. Not to be pessimistic. So this is the 2023 comeback, which is kind of in the middle of the year, somewhat. Which don't make sense, but it makes sense. But yeah. So just a small thought thing I've been thinking about. I'm thinking about different opinions. I don't even know what I'm going to name this video, but people and their opinions, which is kind of weird given the atmosphere of today. But yeah, like, it is kind of weird. I've been thinking about it. Just how social media works, and targeted ads and stuff, and how opinions actually get formulated or how they're enforced by the things that we see every day. Because if I believe something and then my phone knows that I like this or I believe in this because Google is watching, but and Apple is watching, but because if I already believe a certain point of view or a different perspective about a topic, and then my phone, I'm only going to see things that enforce my own beliefs, and I'm not going to see the other side of the story. Different issues, like abortion for one. It's a very heavy one. I don't know why I remember that one first, but that's weird. Different stances on different things, political views, social views, morality, and even spirituality and religion. So things are actually very weird in this space where all of it is concerned. But it's just weird to me that if I have my phone, it's only going to push content and information that I probably like, or it's my view, so it reinforces my own notion. Somewhat like an echo chamber. It's a very good example. I can only hear things that I am interested in, and only hear my point of view on how I see the world and how I see things. And then content is pushed for me to see the same things. So I'm like, yeah, I'm right. Yeah, that's exactly where it's supposed to go. But then it kind of delays or it kind of weakens our ability to actually see things from a different perspective. Having people disagree with you is not necessarily a bad thing, because it then challenges you to think about, do I actually believe what I believe, or why do I believe it, and what are the reasons for this? And if somebody else on the other side of the spectrum challenges your views, you get that opportunity to think about it and be like, this makes sense for real. Because you'd never know about a different perspective unless you've heard about a different perspective. Because it could be something good, it could be something bad, or because you could hear something and be like, oh, I didn't think about it that way, and you're probably like, I should probably do this. Or let me just give an example. Let's say I was thinking about something recently, something about violence and stuff. I don't know why I'm thinking about violence. What? But I was thinking about like why people do certain things and why they do what they do. Because the news kind of crazy. Well, the news is always crazy, but some things going on and people doing some madness for some reasons. Well, I don't know the reasons, but then I'm thinking people don't just wake up and be evil. People don't wake up with the notion or motivation to do negative things. Nobody is born inherently with evil thoughts or being a criminal. Nobody was born with any of these notions. So what is the cause? And I'm thinking about, I'm like, yeah man, them people are wicked, them people do this, and them deserve this, them deserve that. But then, I was in a conversation, I was thinking, what is the reason behind it? Why would they do this? Instead of, going after, bad people do bad things, accountability. That's fine. If it thieves something, you got jail. So you go. But maybe there's a bigger problem, there's a bigger root issue, and there should be some sort of way how to solve it, or let's say a better way how to deal with the main problem. Because honestly speaking, poverty are the biggest problems Jamaica have right now. Because every problem can be traced back to, yo, me nah no money, or yo, nothing nah go on. And even bad mind can just be that because you don't have money, that's the reason why bad mind somebody for something else. But then again, you have some people where Them are dirty for real. But we'll put that one side. But we'll look from the perspective of every issue, or our scientists say every action is an equal but opposite reaction. So everything will happen, something else did actually cause it, and there's a reaction to majority of different things. So there's always a root problem, there's always a root issue. Something always a cause something for happen. And there's a bigger picture and there's a root problem. And we'll fail to just look at the end result of the problems and be like, alright, this happened and this went wrong, fix that alone. And then be like, leave it alone. And to me that don't make sense. To me that is a poor way of dealing with things. That's, of course, you have to deal with what you need to deal with still. But looking at people and trying to look at what caused them to be in the situation in the first place is a really powerful thing. Because if we eliminate that, we eliminate having 10 more different people making the same mistake because of them circumstances. So we see it in movies all the time when somebody rob a bank for pay for them mother cancer surgery treatment, or whatever the case is, but the way we go about things is a hell of a thing. So as much as there's a noble deed or a Robin Hood type of deed or mentality behind it, doing negative things, is still not the way how to go about it. But what we can do as humans, we can sympathize and be like, this makes sense, this is the problem. But what I believe social media does nowadays is to rob you of the ability to think about somebody else's perspective and actually accept it and have a rational conversation. Especially where right now everybody a fight for the politically correct. Nobody wants to offend anybody. Not that nobody come out here to offend people, but the level of love and understanding what I think we used to have. But before we had a different level of love and acceptance where somebody could have said something to you or did something to you and you feel away, but you're too wild. Somebody stepped on your clothes and thing, you're too, yeah. But yeah, I think we used to have a different level of acceptance and love towards people. Not just because maybe them are friend or family or whatever, but the type of love we used to have for just people like Jamaicans, and not even Jamaicans, probably from the wider perspective, but I can't really talk for what I know. It changed, and that's because we're getting fed with our ideals, our way of thinking, and no other way. And we don't know how to deal with, I believe this, somebody believes the complete opposite thing. We don't know how to actually communicate and actually sort this out. Because me and my friend, we don't agree on everything. I'm a good virgin from a taller time, and I consider him my brother, but on everything we agree with 100%. Like one time, funny enough, when I talk about females and how we talk about how love is a choice or love is a feeling and whatnot, I was of the notion that love is completely a feeling and thing, and then homeboys like, nah fam, it's a choice. And in our conversation, because we're trying to understand this thing, break it down, we kind of come to a mid ground, because I don't believe any of us were wrong. We weren't wrong. We're both right. It's just the process of how things work. Because the first part of love is actually infatuation. Because you see somebody like them, maybe like, or you find a type of personality and like, that person, I like this person. This person makes sense. The goals and values and aspirations, like them have ambition and personality, nice, them funny, I don't know, whatever the case is. And we look at that and like, man, feelings. But then after that, you still have to make an active decision and a choice to actually work with this person, because nobody's perfect. So something I go wrong, you can see something we don't like. And is when that actually happens, you'll be like, alright, am I going to stay here? Or I'm going to work on this, or am I going to just dip? So that is a part of it. That is a way of looking at it. Decisions that we make, because of the feeling we'll have, the initial feeling. But saying all that to say, we've lost the ability to actually reason and talk to people and actually have a genuine conversation about our differences and finding better ways how to deal with it. Because majority of the time, we all want the same thing and we are moving towards the same goal. So fighting and cursing about it really don't make sense. And that's just my thought on it, because We've just been reinforced different information and fed different things that we only believe. And we only think that we're right because the only thing we're seeing on our phones and social media is just things that the algorithm push towards us because it believes that this is what we like. And it refuses to show us different things and different perspectives that we disagree with. So people grow up with just being like, yeah man, this is the only way of thinking and this is the only version of me, or the only version of things that are the only perspective that I'm supposed to see. And the other perspective, but nobody will agree with me, I have no business. But yeah, so that's it. That's my thought. I don't know. It was a weird video. It's been a minute. We're gonna have more conversations, hopefully with the gang, with the team, with the bros, and stuff. But yeah, eventually. If you like the video, click the button and all that lovely stuff. And if you never like it, press it same way. Can want the stats and thing. Comment what you think about the topic, about people, social media reinforcing the negative beliefs, and probably not negative, our own beliefs, and refuse to show something different from what we probably believe in, and the ability that we have to actually understand. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, fam, and stuffs. But yeah, without further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.